Right. Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or can I say good night from wherever you are joining us from right now. It is another episode of Coappt Impact Corner. And today it's quite the atmosphere is quite good. It's cool here in Lagos, Nigeria, where I am actually speaking from. And the session today is also going to be very, very cool because of what we have, for you today. But let me bring up my co-hosts as usual. I have with me first Rodiyah. Rodiyah, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Excited.
Yes, Amara, how are you doing? Okay, Amara, you're muted. You're muted. We can't hear you. Amara, you're muted. We can't hear you.
Oh, I said hello. I'm doing good. Good day to everyone, wherever you're watching us from all over the world. It's good to have you on here today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so let's get straight into what we have to do today. But before we move on, Amara, I would like you to centralize your camera. I'd like to centralize your camera. You're not central. You're not central. So we get straight into today's conversation right about now. And I'm sure, as you can see, I've been bringing up the video of our guest for today. Don't worry, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But let's just to kickstart things to let you guys know that today we'll be bringing you headlines of happenings around the world of social impact in Nigeria, in Africa, and the world entirely. And also, we'll be bringing you data, what data is saying out there, how has it been? Is there particular data you need to familiarize yourself with? All right, so what else are we going to be doing? So, does someone want to help share this?
Okay, we're going to be having let's say, an interview session with our guests today, and also a game session and insight Coappt too. Yes.
All right, so an insight from Coappt. Yes, so Amara, I don't know if you're good now. Let's hear from you. Hi, Amara. All right, so let's move on. So without wasting time, let's get straight into the major headlines that we have around the world of impacts. So Rodiyah, I know you have some headlines you like to share with the people. What are the major headlines that we've been able to gather together around the world of social impact right now that everyone needs to be aware of, that they need to get in line with? Do you have any you want to start with us, with this right now?
Okay, so I'll start with the AU's 10-year strategy on social and solidarity economy that is adopted February 2025. It institutionalizes community-based economic models. A Nairobi high-level roundtable in May explored how to unlock regional implementation. Also, the UN reports on escalating food insecurity. Over 1 billion Africans lack access to healthy diet. Undernourishment exceeds 20% projected to reach nearly 60% of global chronically undernourished by 2020. Like this is huge. Another one is the African youth advocacy. Thought leaders, including Ndidi Okonkwo, Nweli, and also Charles Theron, highlight the risk posed by HIV/AIDS and international hate courts. They argue for African-led healthcare investment to realize youth-led development. So that's all what I have for now on the impact headlines.
Oh, okay. All right. So there's still some happenings around the world of social impacts that I also like to bring to notice for those who work within the space. There are some things that are very important. I think talking about technology, currently we have artificial intelligence generated disinformation in African elections. It's been confirmed, and there's a study that warns that generative AI is being used in African countries to manipulate voters and spread propaganda during elections. The report urges with regulatory frameworks and public digital literacy. And this can be seen, the source is Axis, where that put this report together. Another one is Nigeria lagging in impact investments. This caption says, although global impact investment assets exceeds $1.5 trillion, this globally, Nigeria captures less than 2%. Analysts suggest expanding blended finance and SDG aligned investment platform. This is for organizations, to be aware of. This can be seen in this day, and that's on impact investments. This I think is going to be of interest to many people. Says United Kingdom's aid cost raises alarm. The United Kingdom government has reduced its aid budget, particularly affecting health and education projects in Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. Advocacy group warns of life-threatening consequences. This can be seen on The Guardian, the UK aid costs. There are quite a lot of them that we have, but let's quickly jump into opportunities, grants that are available for organizations to explore out there. There are a series of grants that we have currently. We have a lot of them closing today. So if you can still jump on them, you may want to quickly get into them. One that we have that is closing today, being the 1st of August, is the GCI Creative Grant Program. This is focused on community storytelling projects. And it's, of course, you can get the link on our blog. We'll be sharing this in our blog later today. Also, we have the Next Narrative Africa Film and TV Script Grant. This also closes today. We have the African Youth Adaptation Solutions Challenge also closing today. Amara, do you want to take anyone for us, or do you have anyone who wants to take anyone else for us before we move on?
Okay, another opportunity you might want to explore this month of August is the Emerging Climate Champions Award. Funding for youth-led climate projects, and the deadline is 15th of August 2025. So we still have more time to jump onto the opportunities and also fight against gender facilitated violence, AFD. Grants for consortia addressing digital deep in Africa. The deadline is 31st of August 2025. You might want to jump into the opportunities. Another opportunity you might want to explore is the Community Empowerment Grant Program. And the grant, The grant, let's say the grant aid is $5,000, in between $5,000 to $8,000. And the deadline for this opportunity is the 29th of August 2025. And you can find more on our blog. We'll be sharing the link. You can find more on our blog to access more opportunities in the month of August.
All right, thank you so much, Amara. So there are a lot of opportunities out there, and just like you know that at Coappt, our job is also to make sure that we connect you to these resources, to the community, to the network, the tools, everything that you need, to really thrive and do your work successfully. And don't forget to please, if you're watching this later on, be kind enough to share it with someone. Let them know about some of these opportunities and grants that we just shared here. Let them be aware about it, so that they can also take advantage of it. And also be just to also let people know about some of the conversations that we are having on this call. It's actually free. Yes, so it's free. Just make sure that you share this with as many people as possible. So let's move straight to the next thing on our agenda, and that is the Changemaker Spotlight. Changemaker Spotlight. And of course, Amara, I know you will be doing the honor of leading this conversation. So Amara, are you ready for us? Because I know we have
Yes, I am. Yes, I am ready. If you can hear me okay, please give me some drum rolls.
we can hear
We
you,
have
but we need
someone.
to see you.
You can't see me. Okay. So we have an exciting. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. So we have someone really exciting with us here today. If you can hear me, please give us some drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. We need
Yes.
to liven up the room. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes.
So
She's
Amara,
been
sorry,
with us.
before you bring her up, I need your video to be central. It's very important. Your video is
Okay.
not central. So before you bring her up, kindly make sure this is being done. So please, you can go on.
Okay. Yeah. So while I get that done, Rodiyah, could you kindly take just her citation way ahead so that I can address this, so that we do not waste any time.
Okay. So everyone meet our guest host by the name Laverne Lewis-Holden. I don't know if I'm correct with the pronunciation.
You're fine. You can also say Lulu.
You said?
I said you're fine. You can also say Lulu.
Okay, Lulu. Okay, all right. So Laverne or Lulu, is a passionate leader, bridge builder, and a diaspora committed to real change. Laverne's journey has always been driven by purpose. As a former U.S. Army service member and a seasoned public servant with over 20 years of experience in government, she has worked across healthcare, human capital, diversity, always with people at the center. But it's a heart for impact that stand out. Honestly, like deeply connected for our Nigerian roots, Lavan, also known by her native name, Ogeshukuma, sorry for the pronunciation, is channeling her experience and energy into empowering communities through sustainable agriculture. With Able Farms, our startup focus on inclusive farming model, she's helping reduce barriers to economic opportunity while contributing to real solutions aligned with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Whether she's advocating for women of color, share wisdom through cultural platforms like NANTAP, or designing local solutions with global relevance, Laverne represents the kind of impact-driven leadership, especially the one we celebrate as Coappt. She's not just building programs, she's building bridges between people, countries, and possibilities. So, our audience, everyone, please meet Laverne. So, Amara, over
All
to
right,
you.
ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to introduce to you our change maker for today. Like you've heard about her, she has done quite a lot, and it's interesting to even know that she once served in the U.S. Army, which is fantastic. I must say, but to say, Levan, you really don't look like somebody who have actually served in the army. I don't know, maybe there's a way people who have served in the army, maybe there's a special way they look like. I don't know, but but you look like somebody who actually served in government, maybe in the White House, kind of. How you doing, Laverne? How you doing?
Good. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. It's nice to have you join us today. Also to have you join us. I know it's like 5 a.m., like you said earlier in the US. Wow, we're sorry we have to put you in this early on the call. But it's all nice to have you. So Amara, I'm sure you set for us so you can get straight into it. I'm sure Levan probably wants to jump onto some other things so we can move with the speed of light.
Yeah, so I'm really sorry about the shift. Laverne, we're so happy to have you. And I know that Rodiyah did do her best to pronounce your name, but I can pronounce it well because I'm from your side. So just let me be sure that I get yes, I want to be able to say it properly. So it's Oge Chukwu Kama.
Yes.
Oge Chukwu Kama. That's how we say. Yes. Aha. So I'm sure I did this. So, and by the way, it just means God's time is the best or is better if you're comparing with something else. All right. So we're so happy to have you here. And we just wanted to start out with just giving us a bit of history into how, because of course we know that from your background and the things, your decisions were made by things that shaped you. So we just want to hear a bit of that and how that has come through into the things that you do now that has to do with social impact.
No problem. So again, everyone, thank you and good morning. One of the ways that I came to the whole thing of just coming to Nigeria was through the discovery of my roots. I've always been a servant leader, again, having over 20 years of federal service in the government, just having the ability to be able to serve others has always been at the forefront in terms of, how I was raised and just also my various takings from being abroad, participating in a lot of community events, how my parents raised us. We were the type of children to where while we celebrated different holidays, we always made sure that we would go to different functions within the community that had a social impact, whether it was to go to different soup kitchens, whether it was to do something through our church, whether it was doing something in terms of volunteering, building homes, that sort of thing. We've always just been socially engaged in terms of the difference that we can make on a local level. So that became something that was more important to me after I got a little older. My children got a little older to where I was in the position to be able to serve on a broader scale. So with the fact of me discovering my roots in Nigeria, I came to Nigeria and, I was able to do, many tours throughout Nigeria. I've been all over Nigeria at this point. And then I was presented with the opportunity most recently to, start a business. So one of the things that I looked at was just the infrastructure that aligned with the UN's SDGs and came up with looking at agriculture as being one of the many ways that I could do a social impact.
All right, so Levan, let me jump in here. So now it's obvious from the name Amara called earlier, like you said, you're from Nigerian origin, which is very fantastic though. I don't know, I don't know, can you pronounce the name?
Yes,
I don't know whether
no. Of
yes.
course, Ogechukukama. Come on.
Oh
I
my.
know I have an American accent, but this girl is Nigerian to the bone. So
Nigerian to the bone. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I know. So let's touch on what you said earlier about the work you're doing, the impact, and the reason why you'd come back. And I've met you before. We met in Lagos, and I must say, and I've had you also talk about the work you intend doing, or you've even started already, not even intend because you started already. You have some plans, some great plans, some great actions. Do you want to kind of emphasize on this? And I think people will be interested in knowing more about it and how this is really going to contribute, to the growth of Nigeria. And I know it's beyond Nigeria and Africa at large.
Yes. So, like I said, having grown up in rural America, Virginia, I've been around agriculture. My grandmother, she had 13 children. So with that being said, she learned how to be self-sufficient and self-sustaining. And one of the ways that she did that was through agriculture. So those things never left me in terms of making transformative social impact in my life. So for me, it just became something second nature. So I was able to, through my travels throughout Nigeria, I started out in terms of empowerment and an economic uplift. I was able to get into real estate in terms of buying land. Because as we know, agriculture employs billions globally, right? And usually it's in a rural community where the options are limited. So not only is it a good thing in terms of spurring job creation, it opens the door for small scale farmers, such as myself, co-ops and agribusiness to thrive and be able to stimulate just the local economies. So then that covers your entrepreneurship. Now, when you have an inclusive agricultural programs, you can empower other groups, such as women and youth engagement. Those are the folks that are traditionally excluded from the social economic decision-making process. But on the sustainability or stewardship side, when it's done responsibly, agriculture can heal ecosystems through many regenerative practices. We can even talk about climate action. It plays a vital role in carbon sequestration, the biodiversity preservation, and food insecurity or food system resilience. When we talk about it on a social cohesion and cultural identity, there's community building. You have farms, the gardens can become gathering places. If you want to do it in an urban area, that becomes the community spot. You can offer space in order to exchange ideas, traditions, and labor. In terms of the cultural roots, right? Agriculture often ties back people to heritage, the ancestral wisdom, and the indigenous knowledge system. In terms of food justice and security, okay, you're going to have access to nutrition. So an ethical agricultural, when you're doing that in terms of having a sustainable practice, you're working to eliminate different food deserts and improve access to fresh and healthy food. And then there's equity in that distribution because it highlights the disparity, again, owning land, the labor condition, the market access, which is what helps to spark the reform. So I look at agriculture as being a quiet revolution because you get the soil under the fingernails, but when your heart is in the right place, you have a vision for a better world planted using one seed at a time.
Oh, that's great. I like the fact that agriculture, like you mentioned, is actually tied to several things, just like you've listed, from climate action to employment to empowerment, empowerment of women, empowerment of farmers. Even though you call yourself small, how do you put it now? Small farm.
Small now.
but to ask further, how has it been? Has it been all rosy? I'm sure. Has it been all rosy? What are the challenges that you faced while trying to get this done? Do you want to share some?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I can tell you very much. It has been challenging because I'm a startup. So what does that mean? That means that I have no access to capital. So everything that I've been doing has been self-funded. I don't receive any type of economic support from the government. Hence, me being a Black African American and Nigerian woman, there are grants and programs out there, but I'm not going to say that that's something to where people are going to be lined up to say, hey, we want to give this lady money. It doesn't work that way. So I had to make a conscious decision in terms of sacrifice. And so far, I have to say that I'm fully self-funded, while the income that I will expect to receive from farming will just be reinvested until I can build, my financial legs. I have to say that the process has been challenging, but I've been having a great support system. Now, I don't receive finances from anyone. However, the support system that I receive has been through community. For example, I do have approximately 10 acres south of Kaduna in Shikun. And I have a great staff. Usually those are some of the hurdles that most diasporans have to face, is being able to find reliable and trustworthy folks in terms of employment and people that are knowledgeable. So I have to say that my farm manager is amazing. His name is Sammy, and he does daily check-ins. He does live videos. He drops the locations. So I can see things in progress, and he keeps me updated on that. Now, most recently, I was also able to engage in this, not only just myself. I have a location that is in Guagualada, which is the town or the outer edge of Paeco, and I have 5 acres. Now, with those 5 acres, I was able to, again, just get other stakeholders, such as my cousin. He just left Nigeria, and he purchased the other 5 acres next door to me. So now, not only is it becoming a community thing, because I'm able to, introduce other stakeholders, such as my cousin, I actually have taken that a little bit further, and north of Lagos in Ogun State, I have some shareholders that we collected ourselves together, and we called ourselves the Diaspora Collective, registered, and then we purchased land there. So we're looking at, strategically growing the farm in, different mini ecosystems, so we can have a bigger variety. Now, not only does that places us strategically in a better posture in terms of having access to sustainable employment, but it also sends a message to the community that we're serious, and it's not something to where, oh, you're just trying to make money. No, we're trying to employ the local community. We're trying to give them the financial legs and empower them so they can see the many benefits to having agriculture. Because let's face it, nowadays, you don't have young people that say, hey, I want to be a farmer. That's not the case. But when you do incorporate the youth and local programs, and they get to see hands-on that they're creating, they're growing, they're responsible for feeding someone, it becomes empowering.
Wow.
Absolutely. Can I just say something right there? Quite an interesting curve. Yeah. So I remember that while we're still in school, we used to hear that, and of course I graduated from the University of Ibadan, and one of my lecturers would say, oh, that cocoa house down there, which is totally now in ruins and dilapidated, was one of the enviable sights, at the time. And we know that in those days, like the time of Bafemi Awolowo, for example, we had agriculture really as mainstay, and then oil came around and all of that. So we just hear that as stories, more like tales by moonlight. And so talking about this, so that leads me to my next question, which is in twofold. Firstly is, so of course the challenges are there. I mean, there's nothing that you get to do that's major that doesn't come with its own challenges. But what has kept you going through it? 1, and 2, do you feel like this tide of agriculture coming back again into the minds of young people can actually happen? And how do we get young people to actually see this as lucrative and good for them? Sorry.
Yes, no, that's a great question. One of the ways to stimulate young people, right, is through engagement. I am a mother of 5, and my children's age range from 14 to 28 years old. So, of course, finding a way to take them away from the social media is not the answer. It's a matter of engaging them through social media to see the benefits of what they can do with their hands, of what they can do with their mind, in terms of social engagement, in terms of becoming a champion, to be able to come up with creative and innovative ways to solve a problem. So when you make it fun and when you introduce it at a younger age, that's how you grow the innovation. That's how you spur the creativity, by letting them be engaged at a younger age. One of the ways to do that, of course, is to go to the local schools and have a conversation, and put on different, what we call it here is like showcases or mini fairs, to where you bring in the agriculture, or you have a field trip and you have them come out to the location and see, hey, this is how we grow the food that you see in the groceries. This is why it's important as it relates to the logistic chain. And this is the value add that you have. When you show them the different stages in terms of the life cycle process, it makes people excited. I'm telling you. Yes, you have, depending on if you go into animal husbandry, or if you go into grains, of course, you're going to have the dirt, you're going to have the rain, you're going to have the bad crops, you're going to have, just things that happen in terms of theft and loss. But I'm telling you, the advantages always outweigh the disadvantages. And at the end of the day, it is just a matter of helping your neighbor, being in a position to be able to provide a need through, again, if a person is hungry, you have food that you can provide. Food is life. That is how you build the communities.
Can I just quickly jump on this? You said I like your last statement. Food is life. It's important. I think I
Food is
remember.
life. Absolutely.
Yes, I
Yes.
think I remember my economics teacher then, when we were being taught the Abraham Maslow's law. One of the first needs of man, it's food. Ability to be able to have food. And when that is taken away, I think I saw a movie recently. Probably 40 acres or so, talking about the point where people now have to start protecting their farmland. Their farmland became the gold, became the oil of the world. Like it caught my attention about the fact that we're not paying attention to how our farmlands are being right now, and how we can begin to preserve them, protect them, because in them lies a lot of it. I'm going to quickly ask a question. You said something earlier that actually caught my attention, and you spoke about the fact that you're able to get young people, young Nigerians who are trustworthy, that have been working with you. Now, I know it was said kind of casually, but I wanted to maybe put my emphasis on that, because the reason why we're also doing this kind of conversation is because we want to be able to also spotlight some issues that are probably not being understood, especially for people in the diaspora who probably had some encounters with some people, and because of that, they've tagged everybody to mean that, oh, every young person in Nigeria, they are this. Before you speak, I'm going to give a personal experience. I think I once shared this with you, right? I wanted to do my master's in the US sometimes, I think 2016, and because I am into tech, and as a young person, I was denied visa, and all on the basis of I'm not kind of employed somewhere. And you see this young Nigerian, it's almost like you are going to the US to defraud people, and you now say you are into tech again. So I wanted to beam light on this thing about those you've worked with in Nigeria and how trustworthy they've been, and what will you say to others out there about young Nigerians? Thank you.
God. I want to say that our young people, particularly Nigerians, they're our future leaders. They're our change agents. I mean, they lead the way. They're so brilliant. And here's the other thing. As a Nigerian, you already come with a certain set of skills in terms of resilience, life skills. So that's just like a given, you know, when people say, are you Nigerian? Yeah, yes. So you already know what that comes with in terms of principles, right? And so when you're able to tap into that, one of the ways that I do it, I'm an open book. So I give people the opportunity to set the presidents themselves. I don't go in with the assumption of, you know, looking at a person in terms of, you know, having a predisposed bias or concept of, oh, well, because you were from this area or because you did this. No, everyone comes in, it's a clean plate, it's neutral. It's what you make it, it's how you build it. And the thing of it is, it doesn't matter if it, let's just say, for example, let's just say that I had a Yahoo boy, right? And he wants to come in and see how he can come and work this. Needless to say, I've had a few Yahoo boys, but they've changed, you know, their outlook and their mentality as a way. You have to show them, okay, well, this is another way to make money. This is a thing called delayed gratification. But with this delayed gratification, look at the relationships you're building. You're not taking advantage, you're actually giving. So when you're able to change the narrative and show them, hey, you still can have a viable or sustainable income, and you start utilizing those words, and you just take that script and flip it and show them how it provides that economic advantage, then you see the light bulb go off, and man, they're just engaged. Now, one of the things that I like to do on my farm actually is not only in terms of the social impact, you know, we have real conversations. We're family. So just because you are a worker doesn't mean that you're going to be treated like a worker. You're family. That's how we do it at my farm. So while there may be, you know, other needs, just to tell you a story briefly, how I even got into this was because a friend of mine had reached out to me because his former landlord actually needed some income because he was having a health crisis with his wife, and he needed some money for surgery. So he thought of me, and he was like, would you be interested in going into farming? And I was like, you be going into farming? I'm all the way over here in the US. You want me to come over here to Nigeria, get some? What are you talking about? So when he explained to me the situation, melted my heart. So I actually met with the owner, and I told him, I said, listen, I don't feel comfortable because this is in a situation to where you have a need. I said, I don't want it to be something to where there's, you know, you have remorse or, you know, buyer's remorse later because you did this under duress. And he stated, no, I planned on selling the land anyways because my sons are not interested and didn't want to go into farming. But your friend told me so much about you, and I think that you would be a perfect fit. So we had that conversation. We settled on the terms, and the only reason why I took it over was because I told him that I still wanted him to be connected to the land. So he's now my manager in that capacity for the next few years, and he's also my consultant and go-to. So when I say that it's a family situation and dynamics, it really is. And so we talk on a daily basis. Long story short, his wife was able to get the treatment that she needed, and it's a family unit. It's a family thing. I make sure that I get the names of all of my workers that I employ. I currently have a staff of 10, and I know their names, I know their phone numbers, I know their children's, I know their birthdays, I know their anniversaries. And that's the point that I'm making. When you really are invested into people, into the community, that's what, for me, that's the reward that I have. That's where my millions of dollars come in, because I believe in investing in people. The funding, the funds, the infrastructure, all of that will grow. but it starts with engaging that person and really getting and building a foundation of a good relationship in terms of community and family.
Thank you so much, Laverne. Thank you so much for that. That's the key. Investing in people is the key. So my final question for this spotlight session is, what would be your advice for emerging social entrepreneurs? Like emerging social entrepreneurs. Can you hear me?
No, can you repeat the question?
I said, what would be your advice for emerging social entrepreneurs? Like emerging ones. For those ones that are just coming up.
Yeah. First and foremost, go for it. That's the first thing. Do not be afraid. You're going to make mistakes, but reach out. There are thousands of small scale farmers within Nigeria that I've had the opportunity to network with. There are many programs through the various states, Department of Agriculture, that have things where they give out seeds. They can give out equipment. So be engaged. Just be engaged on a local level through your community. Talk, let people know what you're trying to get into, because usually, Nigerians in general, right? We're very helpful. We're very resourceful. So when you start spreading the word, you're going to have some, come. I want to tell you, my friend over here, she's a farmer. She does this, blah, 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 blah. Can you connect her to blah, 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 right? And that's usually how it goes, through word of mouth. You'll be surprised at how many resources that you actually can find, how many people that are willing to help. When you come from a place of being sincere and genuine and authentic, people want to buy in and participate in that. And that's what becomes a movement.
Honestly, like being authentic, that is key. That is very, very key, being authentic. So thank you so much, Laverne, for this session. This is where we're joining for this session. Over to you, Gio.
Yeah, so Amara, thank you so much. Laverne, thank you so much. I love your energy. I must say that I'm really inspired by everything you've said today, taking us through your journey of the work you do. It really means a lot to me personally, I must confess. I know
Yeah.
I've been part of this. I've had you've actually explained this to me before, but I think I'm actually hearing it from a different perspective now that I probably did not even know before now. But thank you so much. Like I told you the last time we had a call, I said I look forward to still meeting you when next you actually come to Nigeria. Please let's connect and let's see how we can. All right, thank you so much. I think we're going to draw the curtain on this right now. I'm sure you have other engagement you'd like to get.
Thank you so much. It was amazing having you on here. Thank you for the invaluable insights. Thank you very much.
No problem. The pleasure is all mine. And it is, I want to tell you guys, thank you, because it is platforms like this to where we can get to the young people so they know that we're out here, we exist, we're ready to support you. Let's go.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, let's go.
Thank you very much.
All right, Amara, you have the floor.
Okay, so we're supposed to, Gio, we're supposed to take like a short break. You know that break where people get to stretch their legs and just some cool music, just to get people to digest what has been heard. A lot of things has been said, and we just want a minute to think through, and then just let it sit, let it marinate a bit before we move on to our next session. So can you oblige us, please? Just some light music, yes. Yes, yeah, we have the post break.
10 seconds. I'll do that for 10 seconds. Yeah. And by the way, just to mention why we actually go on this break, this is also an opportunity for you. You have you have an event, you have a program, you have something you like to promote in the party corner. At this point is where we can also spotlight your organization, what you do to our audience, to our community. So you can help us fill this point by letting us know what to do. Just reach out to us, and we'll be glad to spotlight your organization during this session. Right, Tamara, let's get back to you.
All right, thank you so very much. You're all welcome back. And now we're on to the data says section. So just like we know that food is live, data is also live. That's a mantra of the Airtel Nigeria mobile network provider. Okay, so we just want to look a bit about what data is saying as regards youth and the electoral reforms in Nigeria. At the last program we had here, Gio spoke about the constitutional reviews, and then what they're saying about women being given seats. So not just that they're contesting now to get in, but they're actually seats allocated to them. But today we want to share the views, of course, data, and then hear what you think about youth engagement really in elections and what the data says. So according to the stats that we have from the year, as at the last election, we had about 93.5 million voters registered, and the youth population of that was about 40%. That's too lower than half. Okay, and even then, we see that 57% of these people were unsatisfied with the results. So if you think back a bit as to the last elections, it was really a lot of energy. We had the young people, even in diaspora, sending in their videos. Social media was buzzing. People were really interested in, okay, we want to vote and we want our vote to count. So there were a lot of campaigning, even amongst young people. I know, for example, in my house, my siblings said, oh no, we're going to ensure that they got to the polling center or the polling booth to vote and all of that. And as a result, were being collated. People literally were on their seats or with their phones, checking. I remember that some people didn't even leave the polling booth until the results were announced at their polling booth. So they were literally putting up out there on social media, okay, this particular polling unit, this person won, hoping that it will come together to be fair and transparent. But then Nigeria happened. And just like you said, of course, there are different sides to it, but that's what data says actually, that the population of those who vote are not, as for the youth, and not it's not even average. So I'd just like to hear from you, Gio, and Rodiyah. What do you think about this? Young people being politically apathetic, or what do you think about it? And this is not like it's not a cause for concern as a 40%, but it can be if more and more people feel dissatisfied with the results and the electoral process. It can decline, and we really do not want that to happen. So what do you think about this? Let's just hear your thoughts very quickly.
Okay, so let me quickly jump on this. Thank you so much, Amara, for reading that stats for us. It's quite disheartening for most young people after the experience of the Nigerian election in 2023. Just like you read, 57. So a survey was actually carried out that's by the Youth Electoral Reform project called YAP Nigeria, and which is supported by the National Democratic Institute, NDI. And the research, the survey actually got 4,324 respondents, and this respondents are across what's it called, cuts across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria and across the 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory. And 57% of them were not satisfied, with the, or should I say 57% of us, including myself, were not satisfied with the with the results of the 2023 general election, because a lot of gaps we are seeing, a lot of what's it called? The transmission of election results wasn't done properly. A lot of issues with the reverse machine, and all sorts actually happened. And at the end of the day, we can't boldly say the result of the election was credible and was free and was fair. Just like you mentioned, I remember during the election about a woman who was attacked, and still, after they've helped her bandage herself and everything, she still came back and was still at the polling unit to make sure that her votes actually counts. So we saw the energy of the young Nigerians, permit me to say, for the first time, a mass, at the last election. So this is why there's a call for the constitution to be reviewed, for the electoral reform to also be reviewed. And there were several recommendations by young people, which I'm just going to pause for now on.
Thank you so much, Gio. Thank you for that. And yes, just talking about the constitutional reviews, I mean, we know already from data that one of them is the young people are clamoring for the how's it called, the number one person in INEC, that's the INEC chairman, to actually not be appointed by the president. The review is saying, why not have a special body that is non-partisan, that is totally autonomous to make this selection, okay, instead of just being appointed. I mean, remember that just quite recently, the number one person of JAM actually had to openly say, oh, this and this happened. And yes, even though he was actually being honest, or however we'll call it, it still had a lot of things to do in the life of people. People had to read again to pass it. That was time wasted, as we have stated. So we have those kind of reforms. But really, my question is, okay.
So let me quickly just jump on this, just to emphasize the importance of that recommendation. I do not know how, but no matter how saints you can be, I'm contesting with you, Amara. We are vying for the same position. And in my hand lies the opportunity of appointing the judge. Even if I decide not to do it consciously, I think subconsciously, I would want to someone that would be fair to me. It's just there. And with the fact that, even if I am not contesting, because the case might be, okay, let's say, for example, that the president will be contesting for second term, right? And the chairman was appointed by his predecessor, who they actually from the same party, who he actually backed to become the president. Now, it's just simple mathematics, simple politics.
But the truth is, we're still in a democratic rule or system, right? It's not. We're not where people, the monarch just says, this is who I want, and nobody. Usually, the system is supposed to be infused with checks and balances. So yes, you could have someone up there who is, the chairman, that is not even from your state or doesn't even like you. But that shouldn't affect the decision of the electorate, because if we're saying people are voting, then it's what the people are saying that should matter. Because this is democracy. Otherwise, why are we having elections anyways? If it will come down to who is the chairman and who he favors. Just those conversations really, really things that we hope that we're going to get it right at the next elections that's forthcoming. We really hope so.
Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. So
do you not think we have so much time to take more? Gio, what do you think about that?
Well, so I think just to maybe just do a quick recap about some other recommendations, just like we have. Do you want to just give you a run through around them?
Okay. Okay. All right, so if you can hear me, so there's also another recommendation around creating independent political party regulatory commission. So we're saying strip INEC of its party registration and regulatory functions and just assign them to a dedicated political party to get that sorted out. And the rationale behind it is INEC is overstretched, right? I mean, they should just be focused on the elections. But that's what we learned in school. Division of labor makes it easier, okay? And then other people can be allowed to do other things, and that way also decentralizes power so that it's not just focused on one particular body, which then makes it too tensed, and you have people, you know, appealing, and all of that. So the other recommendation is that okay, so just short.
That's
Okay, we
supposed
have
to fast track the election petition, and this is also around having a dedicated commission, you know, that handles issues of petition, so that INEC can actually focus more on issues of election. Let's the aspect of prosecution and defense and all that be handled by a separate commission. And recommendation is saying like everything should be resolved in 60 days, and no one should be sworn in until all these cases are being solved. Until if for example someone is being elected as a governor and there are petitions, you know, and there are people are appealing the judgment or appealing the such election. No, so it's saying let this be done in 60 days, and no one, you know, the elected official should not be sworn in yet until that has been sorted out. Now, the reason for this is because when someone is being elected, the person already has access to state resources, state power, and everything that is needed to, you know, push. You have control already. Imagine a governor, somebody who just elected as governor already. He's already the chief security officer of the state. So he or she has access to the security apparatus, have access to you know, everything. You already have people already lawyer, people already canvassing for appointments, you know, and they all want to just be, you know, just want to be loyal to this person. So at the end of the day, the person who has raised the petition will just be there and just see a case whereby we have this issue for years. I think there was a time where it was when the tenure was even ending, that the case was then concluded that he, or I think, was not supposed to even be the one elected.
yes,
saying
exactly.
after like yes,
After how many years? That's totally redundant results. Exactly.
Yeah. So there are quite a lot of them. So
yes, I'd like to just take one more that really struck me as I went through it. The data says that, you know, there's a recommendation that the tenure should be shifted to 6. So just have one single tenure for presidents and governors, which is 6 years. Yeah, I don't know, that sort of like comes with a mixed grill to me. But the rationale is that, you know, let just everyone have just one chance. We have enough room for the sky for the birds to fly, and it also reduces the cost of the political desperacy of, you know, wanting to go another term, because now we're anticipating that by next year, campaigns, maybe later end of this year, people start doing things as they know to do. Okay, and they're saying, okay, so let's just have it just 6 years, you do yours, and you leave someone else. That way, the cost of elections after 4 years, you know, having elections, that's usually a huge budget, can be reduced. I don't know if do you have anything about, because people, so imagine that someone comes into power as a governor or president, and everyone is just waiting for that to end so they can re-elect someone else. But in our minds, we know that to turn a sitting governor or president is quite a Herculean task, even though it's been done in Lagos and it was done. Right? But what do you think about that? Because the rationale is, okay, don't have people contesting again. 6 years, that's long years of maybe hardship, and that how do you then bridge that gap?
Yeah, so I think it's very important. It's very important because over time, we've seen cases whereby people knowing fully well that, okay, because I'm doing just 4 years, then I have the opportunity of coming back for another 4 years, end up using maybe the first year they use it to probably work. Then they work, prepare themselves for time. And once they get in for that second time, knowing people that have not participated in any election, they use the opportunity to embezzle the
amass all that they have spent, right?
Yes, exactly. But I think the only the
downside,
the plus I would say we need to add to this is that even if you are doing one term, we must have strong institution against corruption.
Yes, the structure has to be in place.
Yes, if from your first year, if you can be impeached.
You can be impeached. You took that out of my mouth. I wanted to say that it's possible to be impeached. You don't have to. You're there. You're not doing the work, and you still are left there for another 6 years. And people are praying and hoping.
Which is what the 4-year term of a thing actually has an advantage on. After the first 4 years, if you're not doing well,
exactly. You can be
kicked out because 6 years is a lot of time to have.
A lot of time.
To have one person
a 6-year-old child,
the economy, the policy and everything, bring them down. It's a long time. However, it is good because instead of us having 8 years for you to keep holding us backward within that 6 years, but there must be strong institution. Of course, we do currently, but they are not strong. Permit me to say those that are meant to be independent are actually not independent. Just like we call INEC Independent
National Electoral Commission.
But they are not independent. The same way we have some some anti-corruption agencies in Nigeria that are meant to be independent, but they are not independent. They are still being controlled by the government. And that is why it's almost difficult for you to prosecute a sitting governor, a senator. So you have to wait until the person is out
of office.
So which doesn't really make any sense, because why then do we have them as independent if you can't a president, a governor,
carry out your work?
He's not doing well. You cannot raise, the case of embezzlement, you cannot raise alarm immediately. You have to wait until they leave that seat. So 6 years or 4 years on the person that ruined the economy is when you now start running after shadows, which doesn't make any sense actually to me.
Definitely.
Right.
Strong system. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So I think we there's a lot actually on this recommendation. So I'm just going to add that you can go online or you can reach out to us. We can actually get you the more details about this recommendation by the Youth Electoral Reform project, YAP Niger. It is a national movement. It's a national movement of young people towards the electoral reform in Nigeria. And we can actually share more details with you about the property. For the want of time, we have to move on. We are really, really, really ahead of time, and we need to start wrapping things up right about now. Rodiyah, I don't know if you're still here with us. Hi, Rodiyah.
Oh, sorry, I'm still here. I'm just trying to I'm observing. Yeah, I was like, nobody to talk. I really enjoyed your conversation. So
all right. So moving on. What next do we have? Moving on.
I think we have inside Coappt, and you will be telling us inside.
All right. So inside Coappt. So before we even get into inside Coappt, permit me to spotlight Rodiyah. We need to see your video. It's important for us to see your video, and let's celebrate. Let's celebrate.
I'm already clapping. I'm clapping already. Yes.
The newest honorable member that I missed.
We give honor to whom honor is due, right? Yes, over here. Everything's right.
Yes. So for our viewers out there, it's an opportunity for us to also let you know that Rodiyah here, I think a few days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, recently received the Presidential National NYSC Award. Is it, I think, honorary award? NYSC is the National Youth Service Corps. For those who are probably watching us from outside Nigeria, so this is a mandatory 1-year service by young Nigerians, where we call it, serve your father's land, where you get to serve your father's land. And it's for 1 year, and Rodiyah also, passing through this, did some project, did some engagement, which actually and the national, it's the national, was a presidential award. So Rodiyah, I would like to hear from you. So I know we've spotlighted Laverne, and but this time around we're actually going to spotlight you now. We are spotlighting you. So we're having 2 spotlights in 1 episode, which is quite fantastic. So this is when the hunter becomes the hunted. Now, so
You honestly put me on the spot, and I wasn't expecting actually.
yes. So Rodiyah, so let's get to know how was it like? Maybe let's start from what you did. Actually, let's start from what you did. Where did you serve? How was the location? And what even prompted you actually, to say, you know what, in this community, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because a lot of time we have young people who have been posted to a particular location and they don't stay. Let me ask you start. Did you even plan staying at all? I know you served in Katsina. Did you plan staying, or you also wanted to jump out from that location?
Okay, let me start from this. Let me start from this. Okay. I was focused to Katsina, and like you said, during, what's it called? Don't let me fast story, because during my while moving from Lagos to Katsina, all what I faced, I can't start saying the story. But I'm sure that when it comes,
that's why we are here.
When it comes to about this background and how benefit the less privileged of the, let's say, youth and students, also pupils, and the less privileged younger people in Nigeria. So I have this background knowledge in social impact. So while I was deployed to Katsina, I did zeal about giving back to the community. I took it with me. So on getting there, I was I was shocked when I got to realize the situation there was, let's say, I'm coming from Lagos, and you know how Lagos is, and Katsina is like backward. What is happening? This is not. This is. I'm not sure this is Nigeria. Like I'm seeing, Lagos, let's say 10 years ago or 15 years ago. So that was what I saw. Because, and even the zeal, I don't know, it got to a point I was, I was demotivated. But I actually wanted to redeploy, but it didn't work, and I cried. I know I cried. It's a remember like I cried like blood, you understand? So, and I just have to what's it called? Assess faith that as part of God's what's it called? God's plan, and I started my service here and all of that. So even while also accepting God's plan, God's decree, I also wanted to change my PPA. But as God will have it, I didn't. Like, it was not to no avail. Like it was. I wasn't able to change my PPA. I also have to stay there. And my let's say my what's it called? My principal and also the teachers there, because I was assigned to teach chemistry. They were all let's say they were all welcoming, and their hospitality was 100%. So, and then, while going from my PPA to where I stay every day, I realized that majority of the pupils, especially those in the primary schools and also junior secondary schools, the way they dress to school, I'm like, what is happening? When I first got there, I told them, when in Lagos, the normal we see there is you dress, you put on your sandals, your school socks, and everything is intact. Even if your shoe is worn out, or your screen uniforms are worn out, you still have to put it on, because it's part of the whole thing, part of the discipline that the school actually imbued in the students. I'm guessing them like, oh, what's happening? Why are these children putting on? Some people will dress sharply, and at the same time they will be putting on what's it called what's it called, slippers to school. They see that norms. I'm like, what is happening? So after doing all the whole, what's it called, all the whole research and my observation, I saw that it's not as if some people actually don't want to dress like that, but you don't have the means, to actually, the parents don't have the means to buy good school standards and source, and also school uniforms for them. So that was what brought the idea. But I didn't actually wanted to do it. But due to the fact that I have people around me, I don't know what meeting we were having that day in the Lord. And I told them I have this idea. So they were the one that supported. The people around me were the one that supported. I said I should go for it. And then I planned the whole budget and all of that. And then they also advised me to also register the what's it called? The project with the NYSC. But the project was not smiling. It was really stressful. No, it was stressful. But I thank God I went through the process. So at the long run, to cut the whole story short, the project entails, it's split up 40 in this privileged pupils in my PPA, the school source, school standards, and school uniforms. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let's get to the part where you got the award and everything. So just us briefly. How was it like when was it that they called you were sent the mail, or how did you get to know that you've been selected?
It was funny because my numbers wasn't going. Like the two numbers I actually wrote there, I put down there. It wasn't going. So they had to my family. So they called my dad. And the person was talking to Rodiyah. The person right time was like, who is this person? So they now told me that it's from NYSC, that I've won the presidential award, honorary award for the project like this. I was like, hey! So that was how, and from there, my working number, so I had to send it to them. And also, they already had my email, so after they sent the email of the whole thing to me. So now we are going to be launched to an hotel and all of that. So that's it.
Okay, I know you are trying to be modest. You're trying to be modest, trying to quickly wrap everything.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations. So let me now add. I can't see your video again. Rodiyah, are you still there? Oh my, I think the network is not okay. Yeah, so Rodiyah, are you still there? We kind of lost you for some seconds. If you can hear me, don't worry, we'll wait patiently. We probably will just be wrapping up with you and maybe just some other highlights about Coappt, and we are done for today. So, Rodiyah, you're muted and you're not on landscape. So I want to confirm if you're still here, I can see you. All right. So why we wait for Rodiyah to come in? Because the next question I want to ask Rodiyah, which I want to be prepared to answer, is if she knows everyone before in government. Because a lot of time people would say, oh, there's no way you would have gotten such thing. You need to probably know somebody in government. Just imagine, she even just said that her phone number was not even going. You had to call her dad. That means she's not even aware. Or maybe Rodiyah, did you possibly even know somebody in government? Maybe because maybe your daddy, your mommy, somebody. Yeah.
I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. Everything was good. I wasn't even expecting it. What I did was, as part of me, giving back to the community. I already know how it passes is and how I can, the benefit giving out to the community. So what I, for my, I didn't know anybody in the government. I didn't know anybody. What's it called? In the NYC, anybody. I don't know anybody. But as God will have it, my project was part of those that expected for me.
That's good. So congratulations once again. And finally,
Congratulations.
yes. So finally, what are the benefits that actually came with this? So I'm asking you 2-in-1 questions at the same time, because of time. What are the benefits that actually came with this? Or were you just giving a plaque? I was actually showing the plaque you got, but beyond the plaque, what other things comes with it? That's one. And the second thing will then be, what do you want to probably tell other young people out there who also probably might find themselves in your shoe, and a lot of people don't feel like, oh, why I'm in this, why can't the government do it for them? Is it my problem? Is it my headache? Are they not paying tax? You understand this kind of thing. So I'm asking you 2-in-1 question. First, what are the other benefits that came with this award?
Okay, so the benefits that came with it was we were given the cash prize of 250,000, and also master's or PhD scholarship for those that want to go to master, go for master's scholarship or PhD scholarship, and also automatic employment into the federal ministries in Nigeria. So that's and also I think we were given a certificate. Certificates are very important in anywhere you go. So that's the benefit that came with the award. And even if I should tell you that I still don't feel, I don't know whether I used to feel, I don't know why it's still like dream to me. This is my first time collecting an award, receiving an award with cash prize, with so many benefits like that. So all praises are due to God actually. And also, like you said, about the government. The government can, the government can. They have to be in.
Sorry, Rodiyah. I don't know if it's my network, but I'm struggling to actually hear what you're saying.
Your line
Mama,
is breaking up. Yes.
Yes, your network is breaking.
I'm also struggling.
I really want to get it.
Okay, can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, it's better now. Yes, so
Okay.
I want to answer the last question, because I need people to really hear that very well. What will you say to other young people?
Yeah, I don't know if it's my network. It's breaking. Even listening to you was breaking.
Okay, I think it's your network. But go on, let's hear you.
Okay, so answer your second question. Like, the government can't do everything for us. There has to be
Gio, your line is also breaking up too. Yes, so we're also struggling to hear you.
There has to be this, let's say, mutual.
So I think Rodiyah's network is frozen. Our network is frozen. Amara, confirm you can hear me.
I can hear you, Gio. I can hear you.
Okay, so it's Rodiyah's network. So I'm still trying to find a way to bring Rodiyah back. But I run out of time, and I want us to start wrapping things up. But for everyone watching us right now, it's just let you know that when you are trying to make impact, at times it doesn't look profitable. It might just look like
but I don't know why it's doing like this.
All right, don't worry, we'll bring you up back. We'll bring you up back. So when you're trying to make impact, it might not look profitable. It might look like you are just wasting time. What are you doing? Nobody's going to whether somebody saying you or not, posterity will always be there to speak for itself. So we just want to encourage you to please keep making your impact. Keep making the impact. No matter, it's not until you actually change the whole way. Probably just from
exactly
community. That's done for all close to you. You don't have to actually even change the whole of the street. Not to change the whole of the street. Not to change the whole. But just be someone beside you, someone close to you, that you want to lend a hand of support to. That is what impact's all about. It's not in the magnitude. It's in the quality. If you just want, do it.
And the thought.
Rodiyah, let me bring you up so we can close on this. You're saying something earlier.
So, like my advice, what I would like to advise other, let's say, aspirants, also like ones coming after me. It's just like, when it comes to like we all have our purpose. We have our purpose in this life. So and one of our purpose is to serve humanity. And with whatever you have, even if you just smile to your neighbor, it's also part of impact. That's what really impact person's life. So like we should always take, let's say, community to heart. That we have this what's it called? We have this quota we like to bring the data for the house and also the larger audience. We always have this let's say community service spirit in us. So one way or the other impact society, even if you just use smiling to your neighbor. So that's it. That's what I can say.
Yes, that's it. Thank you so much. So you've heard from the latest honorable member in our midst. So please, when you see her, please call her Honorable Rodiyah. Honorable Rodiyah. It's very important. Nice. Amara. Yes, please. I want you to also join me calling Honorable Rodiyah.
Honorable Ma. I had already gone into, so let's say, like, I'd gone into just DM her and said, wow, this is so beautiful. I wanted to know, like, when did she finish serving? Was she said 2022 until now? I was like, oh, wow. I even shared it at home with my parents. I'm super proud of you. And I know at the time you never even thought that this would be something, but well, miracles do happen. And like you said, it's just about being intentional about blessing people. It's not about the outcome or who gets to recognize it, but now this has been recognized. It also will help other people see that their work will count one way or the other. So well done, Honorable Ma. Well done.
Honorable, yes, we are proud of you. We're proud of you. Thank you so much. Yes, and everybody out there, it is Coappt Impact Corner, and what we do here is we spotlight stories of impact. We bring you closer to information, give you access to resources, to network, everything that you need to thrive, to succeed in what you do. Today, we won't be talking much about Coappt again because our time is fast spent. Okay, we still have about 5 minutes, but just to let you know that for Coappt is still your go-to company when it comes to everything you need as regarding impact work. You want to have a website that tells the story with Coappt. You want to convert your program or project work into impact story that you can tell properly. You need the right kind of people to help you tell that story properly. Come to Coappt. You want to put your organization, make it visible and well branded, and give it the visibility it needs, give it the right look it needs. Come to Coappt. You want to, let me say this here. So currently we are conducting free digital auditing for organizations. We want us to help you audit your organization, your digital framework. What does it look like? You want to get a feedback about your digital framework, how have you been adopting that space for the work that you do? It's entirely free. We do this analysis for you, give you a proper report, and you can then see where you need to work on within your organization. Reach out to us at Coappt. We do this for you at no cost. And of course, you want to be trained. Yes, also at Coappt, we help you, we train your capacity. Just 3 days ago, I think 2 days ago, Monday, Wednesday, for 3 days, we ended our masterclass for impact professionals, and trust me, it was massive. I thought we'd be able to actually talk about it, but trust me, if you missed it, you can actually reach out to us, on how you can be part of it. It's out there, and it's just for a commitment fee of 10,000 naira. It was open free of charge for everybody who participated live. If you join us, it was free for those who participated live. But if you then want the recordings, certificate, and other things, resources, it's just for 10,000 naira, which is about, let's just say about $10, and that's for those who are outside Nigeria. And we also, if you want the previous course that we had, which is on Beyond Grant Masterclass, how to do Beyond Grant for your organization, how to leverage technology, to raise financial sustainability for your organization. That is also available. In fact, you can get that and the AI for Social Impact Masterclass both for just 15,000 naira or $15, whichever one is applicable. Please trust me, we are here for you. And if you want to join the Coappt Social Impact Hub, the Coappt Social Impact Hub is a community of professionals within the social impact space, even enthusiasts, industry leaders, organization executives, where we get access to different resources, where we are able to share with you opportunities, of the grants that we mentioned earlier, which we were able to actually touch on very well. That is where we also share this, more with the community members. We also get to share with you different tips, different write-ups, different contents that can help you improve your work. It is free to be part of that community. You're not paying a dime to be part of it. It's free. We have over 600 community members currently. And yes, I think you need to be the next person to be part of that community. So make sure you are part of it. You can just click to bit.ly /Coappt SIH Coappt SI Hub. And then say that again, bit.ly /Coappt SI Hub. That is the way you can get access to that community. So until next time, Amara and Rodiyah, last word or parting word rather.
All right, so until next time, we urge you to find someone just beside you and put a smile on their face or on their faces, on his face, her face, or their faces. Do it from your heart, do it because you care, and do it because it will make another person happy. So let's keep that bond of selflessness and let's keep on being who we are, resilient and bold and doing great things. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodiyah.
So I don't have much to say. I don't really have much to say, but until next time, everyone. This podcast will be until next time. So sorry.
All right, so Rodiyah just said until next time. So until next time, when we see you. When we see you, we're going to communicate to you more about the next edition. Thank you so much. Thank you to our guests, Laverne, for short, Lulu. Thank you so much for obliging and being our guest for today. Until next time, I remain my humble self, P.O. Lawal. So thank you and bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.